Hello, welcome to the New Earth Portal. Today we are here again in the Pisgah National Forest, and here is Hope Gold.
And this is my friend Susan Brown.
Today we're going to talk about romance angels. What other fun could there be? Something everybody really wants in their lives.
Yes,
A
for sure.
partner, love.
Right.
So Hope has a lot of experience with romance angels. Do you want to tell us something about them? Let's start at the beginning, the juicy stuff. No. Okay, we'll start off easy.
Yeah, I wish I could say I had a lot of personal experience with the romance angels activity in my world, but yeah, it's not coming from there. Not exactly. So I did not know that they existed until maybe 6 months ago. I was in very deep meditation. I was coming up out of meditation, and I started getting a voice in my ear. It was very distinct, and there was a presence there. And so I was asking, who are you? What is this? And what I got was the word Cupid. And I thought, well, that's interesting. And so I asked again, because I like to clarify and make sure that what I'm getting, confirm things. And so they just kept repeating it, Cupid, Cupid, Cupid. And I thought, and then when I have contact with angels and guides and work with them and spirits, I get a lot of activity in on my hands, because I've been told for years that I guess primarily I'm an energy healer, which is kind of interesting, which is why that stuff tends to come in on my hands. So they came in on my hands, in a particular location, and so it was like they were announcing themselves. So not knowing what that was, thinking this was a bit bizarre that had shown up in my meditation, and why are they talking to me, I did what any Gemini woman would do. I got my laptop and Googled romance angels or Cupid, like, do they exist? What is this? And that's when I saw there was lots of stuff out there.
So what is important for people to understand now about the romance angels? Like, why do you think they came in? Is there a certain transition that's happening in the world right now that, they're all of a sudden that they're deciding to come in and connect?
Right. That's okay. So there's a couple of layers to this. First of all, I do readings for people in sessions, and it's very common when I work with clients to talk about the future and relationships and existing relationships and relationships that are coming. So, I probably spend 60% of my time coaching people on healthy relationships and if someone is coming, what that means for them, not just from this is exciting.
So are you the love goddess?
Sorry. I have a friend who dreamed about me in April. I had a friend who dreamed about me in April and said that she dreamed that I had been elected this leader of a planet, like this goddess leader of a planet.
Like Venus?
And it was Venus. It was freaking Venus.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding.
This is called telepathy.
This is telepathy in action.
This is how it works.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Talk about a responsibility there. So it's a good thing that the romance angel stepped in.
Yeah, I'm so glad. So
here's what's happening. So to go back to your question.
Okay.
What's happening on the planet right now, which is part of the whole premise of why we're even doing these videos, is there are all these shifts happening. This process is in place. Ascension process. There's a new earth. The energies are changing. People are becoming more intuitive. They're really becoming tapped into who they are as souls and clearing out a lot of karma and really kind of cleaning those slates. And there are a lot of what are called Blu-ray souls who are here on the planet doing this work right now and helping people along to get to where they need to be in this new world. So a lot of these Blu-ray souls, and there are other intuitives out there doing this work right now and talking about this specifically. Is what they are doing is they are finding each other. So I don't tend to use the terminology twin flames very often. I have some reservations around that whole concept. But suspending disbelief for a moment, and let's say that twin flames exist, those souls are finding each other now and starting to do the spiritual work together or working together in a service capacity in some form or fashion. And when these souls who are really, really resonant with each other get together energetically, what they give off to the planet is amplified.
So like I understand like soulmates, twin flames. I'm not too sure I connect or understand that part, and divine mates. Because a lot of people
Right.
think, and we can talk about this another time,
Right.
about soulmates. Like, what really are soulmates?
Right.
You know, soulmates. Everybody used to think, oh, that's the one, and it just doesn't seem to be. You know, it kind of like
Right.
like you maybe have a soulmate, and I would love to talk about that because that's really interesting
Yes.
for people to understand what is really a soulmate.
Right.
Because
You're my soulmate.
Ah,
Yeah. Yes. So my sense of soulmates are that it's these really resonant souls that you incarnate in a lot with.
but I guess the great thing is that
But
those
we're not
twin flames.
We're not romantic. Though.
No.
We're not romantic.
Get that?
Yeah.
But the twin flames, supposedly, it kind of makes sense with the new earth, the
Yeah.
new energy, and
Right.
the energy shifting. And these, what you were saying is the twin flames, when they get together, their energy amplifies.
Yes.
Which makes so much sense, kind
Yeah.
of shifting the vibration of the earth.
Right. Right. And so what's happening is these souls are starting to magnetize to each other, and some of them may be single and free and ready to go into these divine partnerships. Some may not be, or one person may not be available, and that's life. That happens anyway. That's going to happen. But there's a lot of transitional shifting and relationship shifting and live shifting really across the board. It really is like this grand chess board. And in 2016, this is a big year for those shifts to happen. And with this whole, I'm going to call it ascension process going on right now, people really are radically moving into different lives. Like the lives that so many of us are going to be living by the time we get to 2017 are not going to look like anything that we've really done before. And part of these changes are going to be the partnerships changing. So
Like-
that's why I think the romance angels have shown up, because it's coming up now so much in my readings for other people. And as the leader of Venus, it only makes sense.
Okay.
It only makes sense that
I got
we're in
Aphrodites.
communication. That's right.
I got Aphrodite's under there.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, so they do come in and they do assist, and part of how they do it is they make sure that these different souls are picking up on each other's frequencies. They're making sure that they meet up in a particular place and time.
So
they're
could
involved
someone,
in
I'm
orchestration.
trying to think for people that are listening. So how does this work for them? Like, can they call on like the romance?
They
let's say if you're
absolutely
having
can.
like issues or problems or something like that, can they call in their romance angels, like
They
in meditation,
yes.
and to help them with this shift that's going on in their lives?
Yes. And if you are at a place where you're ready for partnership and you want to attract a partner that is really a great fit for you, and you want to be together in service for the highest good of the planet, or you want to be together in a very healthy fashion, you can call them in to assist in starting to tap you into their frequency, to work with getting you into the right location to run into that person. Supposedly they create these little golden energetic threads, like around your wrist or hands or between your hearts or whatever, so that energetically they're working to kind of link you up,
Wow.
to make sure that things roll out so that you eventually end up together, like with grace and ease.
So guys, if you want, call in the
You can
romance
yes,
angels.
I know. Who knew?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I
'Cause
think that's an important part of, I think, like you said, why we're doing these videos, to get some of this information out. And so people connect and going, oh, I feel that, or this is going on in my life. So,
and you're not immobile in that. Like you have beings and angels and guides and these beautiful entities in spirit and in different dimensions that can help you with things like partnership.
and the thing is
and
that everybody
romance.
can do it.
And everybody can do it. You can tap in to these wonderful beings, and they will come in and help. And they come in, so how it applies to like you or my friends or people that I read for now is there are times when I'll be reading for somebody and they will come in on their little location on my hand with very specific messages. So I could be reading for somebody and one of their spirit guides come in, or someone that's passed on in their life may come in. So there's a difference between who's coming in to deliver particular messages. So when they come in, I'm like, oh, romance angels have shown up. So I know where
So it's
that's
good
going. So it's good times. We get to go there. We get to go there. And so, and they have shown up. They have shown up for really good friends of mine, haven't they, Susan?
Yes. So anyway, we won't go into that. 6 months later, we'll look down at this
We
and I'll
will
tell you what's
come
going
back
on.
with a part 2.
So, if you're listening.
Right. Right.
Anyway, so I guess what we'd like to hear from people, just comment, is something happening in your life? And would you like to work more with the romance angels?
Right.
Or if you have any questions on more detail on working with them? But I think detail is really calling them in these days.
It's really
Everything
calling
is
them
simple.
in. It's calling them in and making yourself open and available to letting them work with you. They will bring people in. They
So
will
let's do
work
that.
to make that happen.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Got my romance angel there? Call him in.
I can call. All right. So I'm
Okay,
gonna,
now I think we're done today.
I'm so gullible. Okay. Let me go. Woo. I'm so
Let me go. Woo.
Yeah, let me pull them in.
No, not on video.
But not on video. Some things are sacred and private.
We have to have some privacy.
Right. But really, so they exist. You can work with them, and the broader context is they are very busy angels right now because
Yes.
there are a lot of transitions happening, and there are a lot of souls finding each other. It's a
And
very
Google it.
special time.
Google it.
And please Google it because Doreen Virtue has a Romance Angels Tarot card pack.
And what about that woman you were talking about? I don't want to get too long on this, but
Right.
what was that woman with the twin flames? She was talking about the twin flames.
There's a woman named, I think her name is Patricia O'Neely, who makes YouTube videos on Blu-ray souls and twin flames affiliated with that particular ray or group characteristic group of souls that are moving into place to do more of this work on the planet, and they're finding each other to do that work together. So she's out there. She's a fascinating lady. There are other people out there who are really specifically doing that kind of work. So that's not totally what I do, but it has absolutely shown up in my sphere. So it is a part of what I do right now for sure.
Awesome.
So yeah,
So-
romance angels.
We're saying goodbye from the
We are.
Pisgah
We are.
National
We're saying goodbye
Forest.
where the butterflies
The
are
butterfly-
flying, and the sun is shining, and life is good. Life is good. Right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Namaste.
Namaste.